So today is $2.99, maybe $2.98, not sure. I think it's $2.99. It's almost at $300. So what I want to actually talk to you about today is asking for help. So for some reason, as I don't know where this kind of came from, to be honest, I can sit here and overanalyze around like societal and, how we grew up and all that. But for some reason, there is this kind of a narrative that we tell ourselves that we don't want to ask for help, that we're ashamed to ask for help, that it makes us seem like failures, especially when it comes to money, especially around money, that we don't want to come off greedy, or we don't want to, rely on anybody or put pressure on someone else, or, we feel bad asking for help. And I wanted to come on here and say that when you are going through some tight money shit, it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to, say like, hey, like if I can borrow X amount of money, I'll pay you back, to make certain ends meet, or calling, what bills you have coming up. Like, for example, I had a domain renewal and I needed to, I just couldn't pay the domain renewal on time, like when it's due. The money, like, just because there are other expenses right now that are kind of taking priority, such as rent and certain other things like rent, food, and gas. And so I decided to call like the company that I have my domains with to see if we could my thing was like, look, like, can we just like do it on another day? Like, can we change the date? So then that way, like, I'll still pay it. I just like can't pay it this week. Like, it just won't happen. And so I called them up. I explained my situation, and he's like, okay, he's like, let me talk to my supervisor. Let me see what I can do. And then he gets back on the phone and he tells me that he's like, I understand that you're struggling and that, like, this is like a hard time. So we wanted to tell you that, we renewed your domain for the next year at zero cost. We wanted to gift that to you. And honestly, I'm like so grateful about, like, I just like wasn't expecting that. And I'm so grateful. And it's such a like, it's not that the domain renewal was expensive. It's not that, but it's just this idea that it was a weight lifted on my shoulder. And so the whole point of this is that if you are struggling with paying your bills, if you are struggling with money, like, give a call to whoever you're paying the bills to. Like, if it's your landlord, talk to your landlord. If it's your credit card company, give them a call. You'll be surprised with what people can do to help you out, whether it's like delaying the payment by a couple of days, or just like putting a promise to pay of a certain amount, and then you pay the full amount like later on. And then if you know that someone like friends or family that can help you out or have offered to help you out in the past and you said no, it's okay to ask for that. And if there is resistance to asking for help, this is where I invite you to dive deep and ask yourself, why are you resisting other people's help? Why are you resisting receiving from that angle? Because that all has to do with the energy of receiving. And so, where is it that you are resisting that energetically? Like, what are you telling yourself as to why you don't want to accept people's help? Like, are you telling yourself like that you don't want to be a charity case? Like, what is it exactly that you don't want to go out and help? Or do you have this belief that, like, credit card companies are out to get you and that they won't help you out? Which that's not true. I've dealt with my credit card company and we have come to a beautiful agreement, and they will sit there and help me out, and they understand my situation. And so think of it that there's still another human on the other side of the line who is compassionate, and just explaining your story, explaining what you're going through doesn't mean you need to like tell them your whole life story, like an hour conversation, but You can tell them that you are struggling. You can tell them that, you know, you're trying to make certain ends meet and that it's okay if you can't. And, you know, like obviously not to yell at them and not to be an ass about it, you know, like be nice. I think it goes a long way. I always, every time I call, like if I call like my phone company, I call credit card company, like whoever I call, I'm always like, hi, how are you? Like, I ask them how they're doing. I ask them what's like, how are they doing? And they always get caught off guard the minute I say, how are you? Like, they're just like, yeah, I'm good. Thanks for asking. And then I, say what I need to say, whether it's like, I have certain questions about something, or I need to change something, or I need help. And I explain that to them. And yeah, there's another human being on the other side of the line. And, if you're going to go in with the narrative that they're not there to help you, then you will receive that. If you go in with a narrative that maybe they can help you, then maybe they can, and you'll be surprised. And there might be moments where they cannot do anything, and that's okay too, but it doesn't hurt to ask. It doesn't hurt to ask for help. It doesn't hurt to ask for support. Whether it's calling, your credit card companies, your whoever you pay your bills to, or asking friends and family for some support, for a little bit of a loan, for, to borrow money for a bit of time. Yeah, it's like, I think that, we've been taught for so long to really like figure our own shit out, and that we need to have it all figured out, but we can't. We're human. Like we can't do it all ourselves. Really can't. So it's okay if at times when you're going through some shit to ask for support. And this goes like not only with money, but with just like support if you're going through something emotionally difficult, like support if you're going through a big breakup. It's okay to ask for help. It's okay to lean on someone else. And if that person can't hold that space for you, then that is for them to, express that. So I wanted to come on and share that today, just because between, kind of like what just happened now with the domain renewal, but then like also with what I went through last February, where I didn't have a home and I had to ask for help to, crash on friends' couches, and I had to ask for help in that way, and the community coming together and having my back, to, not being able to pay certain bills at that time too, because I hit a very low point with my money journey, and asking help for that as well, and biting my tongue. And it's it was resisting and it was triggering, of course, but I realized that people are there to help you. And if I knew a friend, let's say I had a shit ton of money, more money than I knew I could do with, and I knew a friend was struggling in something and they just needed that extra whatever $20 for something, I would give them that $20 if I could. And so think of it in your perspective. Would you help someone? Would you cover someone's dinner if you knew that they were going through a hard time? Would you buy someone a beer if you knew that? If you would do that, chances are your friends will do that too. Or someone else, can go in and help you out if they can. So just a few things to think about. And if you like this video, please share, comment. I appreciate it all. I love you all. Tomorrow is going to be December 1st. So new month, last month of the new year. Big exciting stuff. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.